I learned a lot here. I've been all day here, and it was an incredible opportunity to learn how to make projects, how to grow, how to do things better in a better manner. And we are sharing at this point some discussions about technical issues. And I participated in a webinar when I had a chance to talk with people around the world, and I think I had fun, and it was really, really amazing to be here. I hope everybody could be here and learn a lot as much as I did. Thank you.
Jay Leibowitz. I'm the Orkin Endowed Chair in Management and Technology at the University, Maryland University College. A very nice group, different points of views. We try to highlight various measures and metrics as it relates to knowledge generation, which is our main concern from the university perspective, but it ties into how do you invest in learning, in capacity building, at least in our case, as applied to further developing our research and scholarship activities at the university for increasing our visibility and capacity.
My name is Nathan Horst. I work with Help Channel Burundi in Burundi. It's a small local NGO. I came to the conference to talk about what we've been doing in Burundi with data collection and use. We've developed a iPhone app along with Robot Blimp Industries, a tech firm in San Francisco, and it allows us to eliminate manual data entry after surveys and really increase the level of stakeholder dialogue and interaction.
My name is Ruwaida Salem. I'm with the Knowledge for Health project at Johns Hopkins Bloomberg School of Public Health, and we work on getting health information into the hands of program managers and service providers in developing countries. I'm here at the conference, at the unConference, because I wanted to learn more about what other organizations are doing to monitor and evaluate their KM activities. One key thing is, how to get to that level of health impact, measuring the health impact of the KM activities, which I think we all want to do, but have find very challenging at times. So I'm interested in learning from other people's experiences and growing our body of knowledge. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Jay Hevner with the Manoff Group, and I'm on a team that manages communications and knowledge sharing for the supply chain management system, which is a large project under PEPFAR that gets HIV/AIDS medicines, laboratory supplies, test kits from suppliers all around the world and sends them to the PEPFAR countries, most of which are in sub-Saharan Africa. Sending that information today, but I also came with questions because we're thinking about getting into social media, Twitter, Facebook, and so I'm wanting to find out, are people in sub-Saharan Africa using those tools, and what ways are they using them to share information and knowledge across country borders?
Well, I'd like to thank USAID for the opportunity to participate in the unConference here and the Knowledge Management Challenge as well. I think this is a unique effort to bring together the knowledge management practitioners in development in this area and a lot of areas. And to me, this has been really valuable, working in knowledge management for 5 years, in that we all are working on related but somewhat different directions, and we don't often get a chance to come together like this. So it's a good group of people. I appreciate that, and the attention to methodology here and assessment really causes us to reflect some more. And so already just coming into this, even though I think I have a pretty good story to tell, it's given me some thoughts about improving the assessment of my own work and investing a little bit more in some of the learning processes of the participants in my program. So I've welcomed that, and it's only day one, but so far so good, and terrific experience.
Evan Bloom from Root Change, and been enjoying the conversation, most importantly to be able to connect with peers and to explore challenges together. Some key learnings around some practices that I wasn't aware of, share some of my favorite techniques and get some reaction feedback. Those have been the big takeaways so far.
My name is Bill Kaplan. I'm an independent knowledge management consultant. I live in Washington, D.C. Interesting here is that this group of people are really interested in raising the quality of life around the world. And while the outcome is different, the kinds of challenges that they are experiencing and sharing are similar to what's experienced in private companies and in our federal government. So it's been quite a fascinating opportunity to learn about all the different outcomes that they're trying to achieve and how they want to leverage knowledge in order to achieve those outcomes anywhere in the world where they're actually working.
My name is Darren Kingston. I work with Africare. I'm the Senior Monitoring and Evaluation Specialist there. I came to this conference because we are interested in initiating a knowledge management agenda, so I thought that given the focus of the group, that this was a great starting place to kind of get an understanding of the sort of scope and scale of possibilities for an organization like ours. What I hope to get out of it is, specific questions I have are sort of what are some of the critical first steps an organization should take to really pushing and mainstreaming knowledge management as an integral part of work and not this, fancy add-on if you have the time and resources. And also just sort of very specific mechanisms that organizations can use to basically to generate that process, whether it's kind of ideally beyond the notion of just, intranets and things like that.
Part of the core takeaway for me was the fact that actually people do a lot more measuring than we do, that there are many more stats, and then also that qualitative aspect that we don't capture when we do our analysis, or that I don't have time to sometimes take into account. And I really want to do more on capturing some of those things and thinking about, I'm going to be pulling away a lot of the ideas that were from that meeting to say, this is the way we should approach it in the Bureau for Food Security at USAID. So kind of excited to have learned about different softwares that measure different things, but just different approaches that people are taking. So
I just participated in an awesome discussion on how to measure the effectiveness of portals. It was really great, very well moderated. It was interactive discussion about our challenges, and people were very open about the pitfalls that they were facing and the need to do surveys and then the need to not bother people with surveys. And it was awesome to just see that we're all dealing with the same issues and we know where the gaps are and where the learning needs to happen. So that was really great. I think it was a very candid exchange, and so I got a lot out of it.
Hi, I'm Matt Reeves. I lead the capacity development team at PACT, and we just came out of a really fascinating session on outcome measurements from knowledge sharing. And we really talked about how something so intangible such as the sharing of knowledge can contribute towards development outcomes. And it was really, really interesting conversation around social capital and the importance of social capital and growth of social capital over time, and what that social capital can then in turn be used to achieve. There was also a lot of discussion around the fact that we're not just sharing knowledge for the sake of sharing knowledge, and the idea is maybe to change practices over time, be it change practices because we have a best practice that we're sharing and that people are taking on that best practice over time, or also changing practices. People are exposed to new ideas from different places that can be south-south knowledge sharing as well. We can all be learning from one another and changing our practices. So just really interesting, very, very dynamic group of people, and a very successful session so far.